In this video, we're going to talk about engineering America. The process of combining 13 colonies into a functioning government has been described as a feat of political engineering, trying to put the pieces together and try and design a system that would work. And there were a few steps in that process. For starters, there was the Declaration of Independence that declared dependence from the United Kingdom and then started the Revolutionary War. I'm going to skip over a lot of details about that. Around that time, they decided they should formalize the cooperative arrangement to allow them to provide for collective defense and fund the Continental Army. And so the agreement, the template that they worked out was called the Articles of Confederation, founded in 1777, eventually ratified in 1781. This became the American government, the first American Constitution. But it didn't really work. There was, for starters, no functioning executive branch like the modern presidency. There was nothing like that. All the delegations, all the colonies had equal representation. So the smaller places had as much influence as the larger states. And so that was a source of tension. There's also no effective power of taxation. When they wanted to raise money to fund George Washington and his army, they put out a call to the colonies and said, please, can you please give us money? They could not levy taxes directly. So there was a desire to fix this arrangement. They needed to account for the population differences as the colonies started to grow. The bigger ones were growing fast. There needed to be some kind of meaningful executive that would allow the country, the new country, to act swiftly without having to wait for action in the respective colonies. And along with that would be the power to raise revenue, the power to levy taxes to fund the army. So while initially the plan was to get the colonies together and try and fix that, quickly became evident that that wasn't going to happen. So they basically ripped up the Articles of Confederation to start over. And at the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia in 1787, the members, delegates from the respective colonies, got together to form a new entity, a new governing structure. This was the beginning of their political engineering. Can we design something that will work? And that is the task. How can we get these 13 very different colonies into one? 13 minus 1. Rhode Island actually didn't show up. But this is the task. Can we find a system of government that is going to balance these competing interests?